The Overwatch community is abuzz with the latest news from Blizzard. Doomfist has entered the game, ladies and gentlemen. Within hours of his release, YouTubers were cranking out reaction videos, shippers were launching new ships, and Overwatch forum members were calling for a Doomfist nerf buff. Not that we blame them for their excitement, as the hero has been one of the longest teased characters in the game. So that's why we, here at the leaderboard, feel it's a good time to look back at the 6 things the internet got right and wrong with Doomfist. Since I'm still waiting to play Doomfist in PTR, I'm Darrian P. Mack, and I'll be your host for this video. Internet was wrong. Terry Crews was not the voice actor. One of the biggest things the internet called wrong with Doomfist was Terry Crews. It all started when the Action Star expressed interest in being a voice actor for Overwatch on Twitter. The rumor seemed like a sure thing after Crews was sighted taking a tour of Blizzard HQ months later. Though Blizzard never officially commented on the rumor, the fan hype train burrowed down the tracks as more hints about Doomfist surfaced slowly but surely. Now that the hero's out, we know Doomfist is voiced by Sa Ngauja. Not nearly as widely known as Terry, Sa is an American theater director and actor. He brings a calm and calculated voice that fits the cold leader and strong warrior spirit of Akinde Agadimu, Doomfist's real identity. While we still hold out for some hope that Terry finds his way into Overwatch in the future, we're excited to welcome Sa into the Overwatch family. Internet was right, Doomfist is a Genji foil. Now we don't want to claim we got everything, but in our last video about Doomfist, we did call several things right. We invite you to check out how we did for ourselves. But one highlight is how Doomfist's story runs parallel to Genji's. Both are men with cybernetic enhancements after tragic injuries who have found very different outlooks in this world of humans and omnics. Akinde and Genji were both born to wealthy families, with Akinde's being an upstanding Nigerian prosthetic technology company and Genji being from the Japanese crime family, the Shimada clan. While Genji partied and lived frivolously, Akinde dedicated his time to the family business and his first love of competitive martial arts. Both had cybernetic prosthetics that physically made them whole again, but left them with a great deal of turmoil. Genji would join Overwatch and eventually find peace with himself under Zenyatta's teaching. Akinde, on the other hand, would become a mercenary, eventually being mentored by the previous Doomfist before killing him and rising to sit on the Council of Thailand. Two warriors, two similar paths, two very different destinies. Internet was right, Doomfist is a melee hero. When you have a name like Doomfist and you have a reputation for leveling skyscrapers with a single punch, it's safe to assume that you're going to be throwing a lot of punches. Before now, only a handful of heroes in Overwatch have had specialized melee abilities, beyond the standard melee punch, such as Reinhardt with his charge and Genji with his Dragon Blade. This isn't to say that Blizzard hasn't considered close range melee kits before. At one point they tried having Genji's sword be his main method of attack, but found it challenging to balance the risk versus reward. As he stands now, Doomfist is a melee hero with high mobility, knockback abilities, and a minor range gun fittingly mounted on his fist. Internet was wrong. Doomfist's release was a big surprise. Unless you are literally the guy on Reddit who called that we'd be getting Doomfist news on July 4th, you were just as in the dark as everyone else. While Doomfist's name has been known since the first intro to Overwatch Cinematic, he wasn't hinted at being a playable hero until well after the game was in full swing. Even then, it was unclear when he might drop. Some characters have been released with linky teases such as Sombra and her infamous ARG, while others such as Ana hit the game with only the slightest of hinting. Orissa's release muddled things up a bit as her origin is tied to the battle with Doomfist, with damaged and wrecked robots seen in the Nubani airport. Many players theorize that Hammond, one of the name-tested subjects from the Horizon Lunar Colony, might be the next hero to be released. Still, most had not expected to be playing Doomfist this summer. Internet was right, Doomfist is a playable hero. Another thing the internet got right was Doomfist being now a playable character, rather than an event boss or a lore story-only character. Blizzard has admitted that originally they had simply made up the character's name to go with the gauntlet that our heroes fought over, first in the intro cinematic and then on the Nobani payload map. Plans to flesh him out and bring him to the game only came after players hyped the idea of Doomfist as an in-game hero. After the Uprising event, we had thought it possible that he could be just a special event, but we're happy to get a chance to don the gauntlet ourselves. Internet was wrong, Doomfist is not a tank. How Doomfist would join the ranks of Overwatch heroes was a hotly debated topic. Very little was released about the specifics of his kit, so speculation ranged greatly on where he would fall. Tank was a popular prediction as Doomfist sounds like a beefy strong guy name, and we knew that he's gone toe-to-toe with Winston before. The support class has had the least amount of characters since launch, so some imagine that Doomfist might be some sort of damage healer. In the end though, offense makes the most sense, as many pointed out that if he couldn't smash enemies into walls and crack skyscrapers, he wouldn't feel as powerful as originally hyped. The fabled Doomfist has made his debut, and there has been much rejoicing in the Overwatch community. It may take some time for players to figure him out and for him to find his place in the meta though. We know our team here at the leaderboard is pretty hyped to get our hands on the 25th hero in the game. I've been your host, Darrian P. Mack, and remember to tell us what you got right about Doomfist. Comment below and let us know. Be sure to hit that bell icon to join Notification Squad to never miss a video, and subscribe to the leaderboard where we help you game smarter.